In interviews prior to the show's transfer to ABC, 911 co-creator Tim Minear emphasized that there would be a discernible rise in scenes involving Eddie Ryan Guzman and Buck Oliver Stark. Their interactions have mostly been lighthearted, with a few notable outliers, such when Buck came out to Eddie and when he assisted Eddie in getting Christopher Gavin McHugh to leave in the 911 Season 7 finale. It stands in stark contrast to the main plot's anxiety and uncertainty. The highly anticipated return of sob stories after its mid-season finale, which includes what may be the most important scene between Buck and Eddie in a number of seasons, does not fall into that category. Love, Jennifer. His performance serves as the foundation for an intriguing two-parter. Maddie has to make two choices in order to protect the young girl that John has kidnapped. Since the caller appears hesitant to harm the young girl, she initially chooses to sympathize with him. Drawing from her past, Maddie talks candidly about her experiences with postpartum depression following the birth of Ji-Yun, including her lack of self-confidence and her need to flee. Hewitt's facial performance is excellent. Even though we know Maddie is telling the truth, her expressions leave room for doubt about how sincere she is. Maddie's second choice, informing John that the police are not pursuing him, backfires. When Athena, Angela Bassett, and other officers arrive at a fictitious location, John is somehow keeping an eye on things, reprimanding Maddie and cutting off communication. Brayburn directs Athena to registered sex offender Richard Bullock, joking that Maddie's meticulousness may result in her termination. As Eddie's departure becomes a reality, Buddie receives a lot of attention. Buck and Eddie's storyline is lighter in comparison to Maddie's ordeal and the serious issues her storyline brings up. At least there is some humor at the beginning. Buck's encouraging exterior is already beginning to fall apart after he finds out in the 911's mid-season 8 finale that Eddie intends to relocate to Texas. As he complains about getting a friend request from Gerard Brian Thompson, which he considers creepy, Eddie is delighted to show Buck his probable new home in Texas. Buck is less excited. Buck and Eddie's argument stays true to the characters a few scenes later. Buck already has a new best friend. In the only 118 related emergency of the episode, Harry rescues a dog named Blaze from a burning animal shelter and adopts him. While playing with Blaze at the station and passive-aggressively arguing with Eddie, Buck accidentally reveals that Eddie plans to leave Los Angeles even though he promised to keep the secret until Eddie was ready to divulge. Buck's backslide might have to wait for an episode or two in any case, as Sob Stories closes with the pregnant Maddie getting kidnapped by Detective Brayburn. Maddie is attacked in her kitchen, seeing Brayburn's face hovering above hers before she blacks out. It's a fascinating reveal that sets up next week's episode, Voices, but it's also a bit of a bummer because of what the mid-season spends most of its time building towards with Maddie's story.